up, guys? Sorry I'm late. Oh, Jesus. Was it all right?
Yeah.
What's up, man? Anthony.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I get them from a company I found on Instagram called Built.
Oh, Built.
Yeah, it's like, Built Basics.
Yeah.
That's like the only t-shirt I buy. T-shirts from there, and then gym clothes from Aesthetic Revolution.
Nice.
Oh, the AP, yeah.
Nice.
I like it. I just got this a few days ago. Oh, shit. Fuck.
Got the feet, huh?
Yeah.
It's
God
good.
damn. I'll just run down there real quick and go. I'll be right back. Just kidding. They were in my bag. So this is just what's currently in inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably already told you it doesn't matter what it is, just because I don't have it, I can get it. Yeah. And we change out inventory. I mean, all these cases were full 3 days ago, plus another half case. It's just we try to move stuff as fast as I can. So my inventory changes basically every day. I get new stuff in, I sell stuff. So give me an idea what are you thinking?
Let me show you.
Oh, the AP, it's not the, well, actually, yeah, I guess it is the Vampire. I thought it was a Dark Knight. I think they considered that one the Dark Knight because it's got the black ceramic bezel.
Yeah.
The Vampire is actually the one with the steel bezel. So it's the same one, but the older version.
Okay.
So I sold that brand new, I think retails $26,450-ish.
Yeah.
And I sold it, that's one that trades right at retail. I think I sold it for 24, 25.
Yeah. Can you get another one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, easy. It's fully linked. Damn, 36 looks so small.
I know, that's why I'm getting rid of it.
Once you get used to it.
After you get a 41, you gotta get rid of all. It's way too small.
Yeah.
Oh, damn that link. They've got a white gold Prez, double quick, black stick dial, 36 millimeter.
If they can wait like 7 minutes, I can pull in.
They said 5.5 tops. They got shit to do. So.
You can't wait.
No, 5.5. Can you be here, or should I send them on their way?
I'm under Will Rogers getting on 75.
5 minutes 15 seconds now. I'm
I'll see you there.
All right, bye.
Yeah, he told me he watched your negotiating video. I was like, make sure you negotiate.
Right. You'd be surprised. People think that, I had somebody message you, they're like, well, now it's not going to work because all the dealers are going to watch this and they're going to see you telling your secrets.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Walk into an AD and say, hey, give me this at this price. They're going to not do anything. Walk into the same AD and say, hey, what's up? I'm Anthony. I'm interested in this watch. Here's why I like it or whatever. Here's what I've already got in my collection. I'm working with the budget. I understand. If you can't move, I'll keep waiting. But if you can, I'd like to move on something today. Is there anything you can do? Just most of the time, I don't want to discount stuff. But if someone just takes the time to say, hi, here's who I am. Who are you? Yeah, sure, I'll throw it. If it makes you happy, taking $300 off, I get a sell. It's a new client. Cool. But if you just walk in and say, take $300 off.
You gotta learn how to talk to people.
Yeah. Used mint price. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Hey, this is my business partner, Marco.
Hey.
You know.
Hey. What are we looking at?
Looking at, oh, here, you look at this. That's the Prez. There's a gash in one little link where he was wrestling.
Was wrestling?
Yeah.
This is an old one.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
7.823. Ooh, yeah, I see that. Sucks too. It's one on the. It's not on removable.
He wants your Vampire that we got from you a while ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you buy it?
He sold it to me,
Oh,
and then I sold it. Yeah. So.
You sold it?
I want that. The GMT on your
There's
wrist.
a vampire in Houston. Where's the loot?
Right there. Do what?
It's fake.
The watches?
Yeah,
Yeah, it felt a little weird.
it's fake.
No way.
The watch is fake.
How do you know?
Because I gotta see the engravings aren't right. The way they stamp the case is not right. I can show you if you want to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, come here. Could be more.
Hey, don't tell me mine's fake, bro.
This one? It's fake, but the gold's good, so.
So weigh it out.
You can see the band too. Look at the band.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walla, bro.
We about the. Huh?
Hey, come here. I want to show you something. Come here. So, take this loop. See the Swiss made right here?
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at the S. Everything in Rolex is perfect. See how the S is kind of off-centered and like sitting above the W?
Yeah.
It looks sloppy.
What's good is you could get money ball.
Yeah. I would. The crown, it's way too big. The crown's too fat. The points are too fat.
Plus, I don't think it's that intentionally natural, bro.
Obviously, you didn't know, but
I mean, this is like a
you could do it for us.
this is like a $300 fake. Yeah.
Damn.
Again, see if you scan yourself. Look at the word Steelinox. The I is half the size of the L in the N. Okay, so I just got a bunch of good content here. We were doing a deal with some guys that I've done a few deals with in the past, and everything's been great. Well, a new guy they brought with them tried to pass off a watch as legitimate. It obviously wasn't legitimate. Marco caught it, and we were explaining to them the scenario of what makes it fake. And in the background, they were talking in Arabic. Well, I don't speak Arabic. Marco doesn't speak Arabic, but we have another dealer here that does speak Arabic, so he was able to interpret everything they were saying. And they knowingly were trying to pass off a fake, talking about, well, I wonder if they'll catch it. If not, if they do, whatever. I only paid $500 for it. What else did they say?
Pretty much that. I mean, something to the effect that they'll probably catch it, but it's
Yeah.
no big deal if they do.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I mean, it's like as much as I'd like to pretend this is a rare occurrence, it's actually not. This happens all the time. People try to pass us off fakes. It's part of the business. That's why 2 or 3 sets of eyes and hands touch everything before we pay, before we sell, any of that. So guys, if you're trying to pass off fakes, taking it to reputable dealers, it's not going to work. There's probably some dealers out there that don't spend time looking at this stuff and catching it, and that's on them. But when you're trying to take stuff to real jewelers and real dealers that have shops and everything, it's just kind of a waste of all of our times, because now you just piss me off. So wasting my Saturday up here doing this. So anyway, we're gonna go deliver some watches and run some more errands, and I'm gonna get coffee because it's just irritating. Like, dude, it's like a great day outside and whatever. Anyway, don't try to sell us fakes. We catch them every time. The crown's wrong, bracelet's wrong. It's not a Rolex crown. It's extremely light. It's hollow. It's a terrible fake.
So why does it have a Rolex emblem on?
They do that to people that don't know. They'll write Rolex all over it, put the logos all over it, because people that don't know these watches and haven't ever seen them, they think that they're real, and they're not. I can promise you it's fake.
That's what the guy at Cash America Pawn Shop said, it's fake.
It is.
Now,
He was right.
This homeless on the train is trying to get off the train with it and steal it from me. I just went to the Rolex
I would throw it away
building.
so you don't get,
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's robbing me of it, thinking it's real. And I'm trying to get it down to the Rolex building.
Yeah, I would throw it in the trash. It's fake.
I found it on Mockingbird Station.
Oh yeah? It's still fake. I mean, there's a ton of stuff wrong with it. Here, let me see. Can I show him this real quick? See that? Sorry.
Oh.
I would be very, very leery of buying overseas, especially parts.
And my buddy bought a couple vintage watches, and they delivered. But it's from a dude in Spain.
Okay, what dial? I mean, let me ask another question. What hands do you have? Do you have the correct hands?
Yeah, the big black hand.
The chrono hands white or are they black?
No, they're white.
Oh, so you need a silver dial. Otherwise, you have to change your hands as well.
No, the one I'm looking at for on the 24, it's the small red silver dial with black subs.
Yo.
Just like the 6239
Small. Listen. Small red is service every time, so you know. They never made a small red that was a non-service dial. Rolex issued those small red dials to replacement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, small red is service, 100%.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can get them cheap. That's what I'm saying. I can get you a service dial for like 7-8 grand. But you want factory big red, I mean, let me find it.
Oh, so the factory big red is original, the
Yes.
small red. Well, the guy said 100% original.
It is original. It is original. It's original Rolex service part.
Oh.
You see how you gotta be careful with verbiage. Look, here's a dial right now, big red, 24,000. That's the cheapest one that I'm offering you one for 20.
No, I believe you. I just didn't know that.
Yeah, anything small red, tritium, yes.
Can I ask you something? The 6239 dial that was on here, I was doing a deal with someone on the entire watch because they had a 6239 and they had a dial for my watch supposedly. So their watchsmith scratched my dial.
The 6239 dial?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like, what does a 6239 original dial cost?
If it's scratched, it's going to be significantly reduced depending how bad the scratch is.
Right now, I'm in the middle of like determining what this person's gonna owe me for my dial. I don't know much about him, so I don't know if like he's like ripping me off with what he's trying to pay me for it. He said he'll give me the money, but I have to give him the dial. Like he has to keep the dial.
Let me ask you a quick question. You don't have to answer, but I'm just curious. What did you pay for the whole watch?
Well, it has a service bracelet, and it came with the 6239 dial. It's a 73.
Because you have to be careful with that year, because 73, it's a little early. You might be in that Sigma territory from 72. So if you need a Sigma dial, then you're in even bigger shit, because those dials are like, one, they're impossible to find. Two, that's gonna like probably be more like 35 grand for one of those dials.
Okay.
But you could get away with a big red. I need the serial number off of it. Well, actually, no. Here's a Sigma dial for 21,000. It's got a little chicken scratching on the sub, so it's not the nicest.
Okay, look at what's on there now. But this is the watch, but this is the dial before you scratched it. It'll be coming shortly.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let me hang up with you so this gets to you. It's not going because we're on the phone.
Oh, I see.
I'll call you right back.
Okay, cool. It's Marco. How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Just letting you know that James Cameron came in today.
Awesome.
You sent the wire already, correct?
Yeah, I sent it yesterday. 17 something.
Yeah, I know.
17,490.
Yeah, 17,490. Was it a check or was it a wire?
No, it's a wire.
From.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, we can ship that today.
Thanks, Marco.
Thank you, sir.
See you, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Marco. So, like, what do you think overall, like, this watch, like, and then the damage on that dial? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting screwed.
I mean, I don't know what you pay for the watch. That's what I was trying to like figure out.
Well, I traded my Panda dial Daytona, my 116500,
Okay.
and $3,000.
So okay, so what's your total all-in price?
So like about 33 it was.
You're into this watch for 33. So
before he scratched the dial.
well, I don't see the scratch. I just can't see it from this picture. I see a big scratch across the crystal, unless that's the dial.
No, that's the dial. That's what I'm talking about.
That big scratch? That's not the crystal?
No, that's the dial.
Yeah, that's
his watchmaker scratched it with a screwdriver.
All the way across the top like that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And that's an original dial too.
I mean that dial's. I mean you're. I mean I hate to say it, but that dial's. I thought that was on the crystal.
What was the dial worth before?
10 grand.
10,000, right?
Easily. Yeah. Mint. If it was like nice, I mean some little BS. Okay, it's a $10,000 dial. Now it's probably worth 2 or 3. Probably killed 7-8 grand off that dial. I mean nobody's gonna want to wear that dial on their watch. What he needs to do is just replace your dial and cover the cost, or split costs. So for example. That dial's no good. I would say he owes you 10 grand towards a new dial. So my dial's 20, so that means that you would come out of pocket another 10. He comes out of pocket 10 and keeps his dial in his hands. And then I would sell you my dial for 20. I mean, who did that scratch here? His watchmaker did it, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely his responsibility. He ruined the dial. I mean, that's all there is to it. So he has to cover the cost of the dial to either replace it for the same equivalent dial or to give you a credit towards a correct dial for the watch.
Him giving me 5 is no good.
No, that doesn't cover that. I'll be more than happy to back that. That's like me kicking. I mean, it's like, imagine if I like ripped $100 bill in half and said, "I'll give you 50."
Let me ask you something. What do you think about the movement? Is everything good to you on the movement?
Like, I didn't see the movement. Oh, you sent me a video.
I sent you a video.
I haven't looked at it yet. I'm looking at it right now. No, that's a fake movement.
It's a what?
That's a fake movement. It's converted. Valjo 727 converted, because it wouldn't have those stampings. Like, if you want, dude, I'll send you a video of a real movement. I've got 3 watches here with movements. That's not a Rolex 727. That's a 727 with a Rolex bridge.
Sound like this guy just got all around.
You just got, dude. Get your money. Get out of this watch. This is totally.
The dealer sold him that?
Yeah, somebody in Moto. Was this guy in Moto? Whoever sold you this watch, you need your money back. I'm just telling you the movement's fake.
So the whole movement is fake?
Yes, sir. When I say it's fake, I mean it's not Rolex. It is not a Rolex movement. That's like, it would be no different from me taking a Rolex movement out of any of my watches and slapping just another movement that makes the watch tell time. That's all you have here. The only similarity is that they have the same code for the movement, but that's not a Rolex movement. It's far from it. All you have is a bridge. That's it. It's just a bridge slapped on a 727.
Wow.
Yeah, you have the little piece that says Rolex on it. That's it. Everything else is not original. Rolex would never write 17 jewel on the bridge.
You mean on the left bridge, right?
On the left bridge, yeah. That would never. Yeah.
Because I went on Chrono 24 and someone has the 6263 with the exact same bridge that has the same exact stamping as mine. The guy's asking $271,000 for his gold version.
Okay. Well, again,
And
it's probably the same
it has
deal.
the same bridge on there as that one.
Well, on
That's
that.
like,
Yeah. See, it would say Swiss May. I mean, I'm looking at original movement right now. You would have the gold. All the gold wheels are there. You don't have gold wheels on this one. First of all, like the bottom portion of the movement, it looks like pot metal. It doesn't even look like the way Rolex brushes. You see, like right there, like that. It's like pot metal looking. That's not. It's far from Rolex. This is all they did was they just took a 727, which was, keep in mind, that's a mass-produced movement. They put them in everything. They put them in Tag Heuers. They put them in Rolexes. They put them in any chronograph. Like had those back in the days. Your watch is, yeah, you're screwed on the price right now. I would get your money out. There's no point for me to even sell you a dial at this point because it's not going to help.
man, that's crazy. So like I got screwed hard.
A client asked me to check out his sub, and we weren't sure, just based on pictures, if it was good or not, because a lot of these older subs, it's not uncommon for them to have replaced dials or replaced inserts with aftermarket parts. So I didn't want to look at the dial and the hands and the bezel and say, oh, it looks fake, just because of the parts, again, because these could have been replaced for who knows why. But so to check this watch out, I had him ship it in, because I was like, I want to be absolutely sure what I'm looking at. So when the watch came in, it was indeed fake. So this is a good opportunity to show you guys exactly what's going on with this watch. So here I have a 5-digit 16613, and I know this watch is good. So we're going to use this watch to show you guys some differences and some key notes when you're looking at these older subs, or just any subs in general, because these are the most faked watches, the Submariner. Like I said earlier, guys, the first thing that caught my attention when the client sent me this watch, photos of this watch, was the bezel insert dial hands looked just a little funky to me. And I said, I don't like it. And he said, well, what do we do? I said, well, ship it to me and let me take a look at it. Let's dive deep into the watch. Maybe they franken the watch together and everything else is okay. Maybe the bracelet's okay. So again, I'm going to go over this watch and show you why nothing is okay with this watch, yet it does look really good to an untrained eye. Most people would not look for the things that I see, and today I'm going to show you why. Okay, so guys, I want to show you something big. That's the biggest difference. First thing that caught my attention, which immediately identified the case as not authentic, is you want to look here and notice that this is not anywhere near what this is. So the reason being is this is laser engraved by a machine. Rolex will never, ever, ever laser engrave anything onto their cases. They are indeed engraved by machinery. If you can notice here, this is actually cut into the metal. This is engraved as opposed to laser etched. So I mean, if we had a loop that could capture the finer details on this case, you would notice this is just a bunch of very, very, very small little dots that were etched into this case. Okay, so guys, this is machine engraved, this is laser engraved. And again, the biggest tell is obviously Rolex doesn't do that. They do not laser engrave anything. So next thing we're going to look at are the movements. First thing you want to look for when you open the back of a Rolex movement is you want to check the balance. The balance on a Rolex will always be free sprung. It is not regulated by multiple arms, which is the traditional way on cheaper movements. This is a totally free sprung balance, and it's the best method for timekeeping for Rolex. So here's, which leads me into this watch. If you notice, this has two arms. If you can see, one coming out this way and there's one coming out that way. What that is not a free sprung balance. This is a Chinese movement that they've decorated to look like a Rolex 3135. There's a lot of tells in craftsmanship. There's a lot of tells and detail. And obviously the biggest red flag is that movement is not free sprung. So that big red flag if you ever look into a watch, because these movements do plug and play into a Rolex case. So you cannot always check one area of a watch to be certain that it's good or not, because movements can be swapped out, and it happens a lot. And obviously another thing to look at are the case backs. The case backs are pretty close, but there are some differences that I can see. Just overall under a loop, the engravings on this are a little bit sharper. These are a little more bubbly looking. They're not as crisp and legible as this. One thing you want to pay attention to, guys, when you're taking off a Rolex band and you're looking at the quality of the etching here, especially when they're at the end link, is you want to look for how they did it. If it looks poorly laser etched and the numbers look blobby, they don't look crisp, chances are it's an aftermarket band. Rolex is very crisp on everything they do. And one thing to take note here is, if you look here on this watch, these bottom portion of this is very thin. It's almost like a razor edge. That's not at all how Rolex would do it. This top and bottom would be nice and even for a perfect fit. This is going to be subjectable later on to all kinds of wear and tear issues. And if you compare it to this, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's much thicker. It's a little bit more proportional to the top and bottom. And you can't see it on camera, but these engravings here are just about perfect. They're very crisp, very legible. The crowns are very nice. When you pop the band and you look inside there, just look at that crown. They're going to be very nice. Here's another thing I want to show you guys. So on these older class, on 5-digit Rolexes, they'll be stamped with a date code. They'll have a reference to the material, so it'll say steel inox, and then they'll have the bracelet code number. In this case, this is a solid ink bracelet, so it would be stamped 93250. This being a two-tone, it'll be stamped 92253. The 3 is the indicator on the two-tone. So one thing I want to point out here is when these guys that fake this watch and put the stampings here, the date code, the steel inox, and the bracelet code, they use the same machine. Here's something I noticed with Rolex's techniques when it comes to engravings. So if you notice on the steel inox on these 5-digit subs will always be the same. It'll have the same thicker, bolder print. The one above and below it will actually be a much finer printing, and you'll notice that it'll be really hard to see with the naked eye, but it's there. So again, this date code and reference are perfectly matched to the two-tone reference of the band. So you can always go online and look up these references in case you have an older watch. You want to be sure it's good. Two tones would be 93253. On the steels, it'd be 93150. On fakes, I see it all the time. They always use the same reference. It'll be 93250, but it'll be a two-tone or solid gold bracelet, which would not be correct. It would either be an Italian band or fake band or just altogether Chinese. Of course, on these older subs, these links are going to be always hollow in the middle. It's hard to see on camera, but if you look between these links, you'll see space. They won't be a solid link like these newer subs. This one, they got it correct. It is a hollow link, but again, this is a pretty elaborate fake, one of the better fakes I've seen. So guys, if you're out there and you ever have questions about authenticity, you're welcome to reach out to me.